The blood trail in the woods, the forest was silent. Thick alien trees stood tall, their strange glowing leaves lighting the ground with a soft green shine. The air smelled of damp moss and metal. Far from the main human base on planet Cora 7, Sergeant. Cole walked slowly, his pulse scanner blinking softly. Beside him, a large black dog moved ahead, ears alert and nose close to the ground. The dog's name was Max, a trained military dog, smart, loyal, and fearless. He had saved Cole's life 3 times in battle, but today felt different. Max suddenly stopped, his ears perked. Then without warning, he growled and ran into the thick trees. "Max!" Cole called, gripping his plasma rifle and rushing after him. Max was fast, but Cole was not far behind. He crashed through the brush, following Max's barks. Then he saw a dark red trail of blood. Cole slowed down. The blood wasn't human, it was thicker, glowing slightly in the green light. Max had already followed it around a large rock. Cole raised his weapon and stepped forward carefully. On the other side, Max stood still, next to something lying on the ground. Cole's heart skipped. It was an alien, a Threxian soldier, their enemy. The alien's armor was broken, one arm clearly shattered, green blood dripping onto the ground. Its breathing was weak. But what shocked Cole the most was Max. The dog wasn't attacking. He was licking the alien's face gently, whining softly. "Back off, Max," Cole said, confused and tense. Max didn't move. The alien's eyes fluttered, open. Its voice was weak, broken. "Help. Please." Cole lowered his gun slightly. He had fought the Threxians for years. They were strong, proud, and deadly. They never begged, never asked for help. Cole stepped closer, looking at the wounds. The alien was dying. "What are you doing here?" Cole asked. "Where's your squad?" "No. Squad. Crashed," the alien whispered. "Not fighter. Medic." Cole froze. A Threxian medic? That made no sense. All Threxians were warriors. "I came with Peace Group. Mission, wrong coordinates. Shot down." The alien coughed, more blood pouring from its side. Max barked once, as if agreeing. Cole looked around. No sign of others. No drones. No rescue. The smart thing would be to report it. Leave the alien here. The war between humans and Threxians had lasted 5 long years. No mercy was given, no rules followed, but something inside Cole paused. He looked at Max again. The dog had amazing instincts. He never trusted an enemy, never stayed calm around danger. Yet here he was, standing guard over a dying Threxian. Cole sighed, lowered his weapon, and opened his med kit. "You better not bite me," he muttered, and started patching the alien's wounds. 30 minutes later, the alien was wrapped in emergency foam. He couldn't walk, but he was stable for now. Cole looked down at him. "You got a name?" The alien blinked slowly. "Ralzek. Healer rank." "All right, Ralzek," Cole said. "You're lucky my dog likes you. Let's move." Max barked in agreement. Cole lifted Ralzek with effort and carried him toward a hidden supply shed deep in the woods, an old outpost not on any maps. As he walked, he kept thinking, why did Max choose to help this alien? Why did the alien ask for help? And most importantly, what would happen if the others found out? The hidden supply shed sat under thick vines and moss. It hadn't been used in years. Sergeant Cole forced the rusted door open with his shoulder. Inside, the air was stale, but the structure was solid. He laid Ralzek gently on an old cot in the corner. Max sniffed the room and circled near the door. His ears twitched. He was alert now. Something was wrong, but he didn't bark. Ralzek winced as Cole checked his bandages. The foam wrap was holding, but his body trembled. His gray skin had turned pale blue, likely from blood loss and stress. Cole poured a ration of water into a canteen lid and helped Ralzek drink. "You said you're a medic. Why were you flying over our base?" Ralzek's voice was weak but clear. Not your base. Our charts were old. We thought this forest was neutral land. I was heading to a crash beacon and to send for pickup. Cole narrowed his eyes. You're saying it was a mistake? Ralzek nodded. War has many lies. Cole stepped back, still unsure. He'd seen lies before. Enemies pretending to surrender, then pulling a blade. He glanced at Max. The dog was watching Ralzek carefully, but not with fear, with concern. That was the part Cole couldn't ignore. Max didn't trust Easy. Suddenly, Max stood and sniffed the air. Then, without a sound, he went to the back wall and began scratching softly. Cole followed and found a small hidden panel behind a supply rack. He pried it open and found a dusty power console and a crate with sealed vials inside. Medical supplies, Cole muttered. He glanced back at Ralzek. You're in luck. This outpost was once a battlefield hospital. Looks like someone forgot to clear it out. Ralzek gave a faint smile. Then fate is kind. Cole wasn't sure about that, but he opened a vial and handed it to Ralzek. The alien injected it quickly into his neck, and almost instantly his breath steadied. The color returned to his face. Cole was surprised. Your people build good medicine. Ralzek gave a slow nod. Because we see too much pain. Night fell quickly. The green light of the alien trees dimmed, and a chill crept into the shed. Max curled up by the door. Cole leaned against the wall, eyes half closed. But sleep didn't come. A soft sound broke the silence. Ralzek was sitting up now, staring at the ceiling. You don't know the full truth, human. Cole didn't answer. Ralzek continued. The war started after the explosion at the shrine of Luma, yes? Cole looked up. Yeah, your people blamed us, said we desecrated a holy place. Ralzek shook his head. We never found human weapons. The explosion was plasma-based, but not yours. Some of us believe it was pirates, maybe even rebels from our side trying to start war. Cole frowned. Why are you telling me this? Because you helped me, Ralzek said. And your dog. He knew I wasn't lying. Max lifted his head at the word dog, then laid it back down. Cole didn't respond. His thoughts were spinning. Just before dawn, Max growled softly. Cole stood and looked out through a small crack in the wall. Lights in the sky. 3 red drones. Human patrol. Units. They're scanning the forest, Cole whispered. They might have picked up your ship's beacon. Ralzek looked worried. They'll find me. No. Not if we kill that signal. Ralzek pulled a half-broken device from his pocket. This is the crash beacon. I tried to disable it, but... Power leak. Cole took it, examined it. He could see the problem. The core was cracked. It was sending out short bursts every 30 seconds, enough to attract searchers. We've got less than an hour, Cole said. I need to bury this far from here. Ralzek touched Cole's arm. Why are you helping me? You could be charged with treason. Cole glanced down at Max. The dog stared back, eyes calm and steady. Because my dog trusts you, he said. Simply. And that means something. Cole slipped out into the trees with the beacon. Behind him, Max stood guard, and far above, the drones turned slowly toward the forest floor. The drones hovered like silent vultures above the glowing forest. 3 of them, marked with the symbol of the Earth Defense Force, scanned every leaf and tree with red lasers. Their mission was clear: find and report any enemy signal, dead or alive. Cole moved fast and low, pushing through thick vines as the crash beacon pulsed weakly in his hand. He needed to get it far from the shed, before the drones locked in on Ralzek. He ran for nearly a mile before finding a deep ravine. He threw the broken beacon down and crushed it with a rock for good measure. Then he turned back. But as he reached the halfway point, his comm clicked. He froze. He hadn't activated his radio. Then came a faint voice. Sergeant Cole, we noticed unauthorized movement near your zone. Report. It was Lieutenant Harris, his patrol commander. Cole's heart raced. He clicked back. Just scouting some motion might have been wildlife. Roger that, keep eyes open. One of our drones picked up a low-power signal, might be enemy tech, could be a trap. Cole felt sweat on his back. Understood. We'll continue search. He shut the comm off and ran. Back at the shed, Ralzek was sitting up now, leaning against the wall, breathing slowly. Max sat beside him, ears twitching. He had heard the drones too. Suddenly, Max let out a soft growl and turned his head to the corner of the shed. A panel in the floor creaked. Ralzek turned his head. "What's that?" Max scratched at it. Then, with surprising strength, began digging at the wooden floor. Within minutes, the dog uncovered a hidden trapdoor. Cole had never noticed it before. Ralzek crawled forward with effort and helped push the panel open. Inside was a dark tunnel lined with old wiring and cobwebs. "A tunnel?" Ralzek whispered. Max barked once, quiet but firm. Moments later, the door burst open. Cole entered, breathing hard. "We've got trouble. They're onto us." Ralzek showed him the tunnel. Cole stared at it. "I had no idea this place had an escape route." Ralzek gave a small smile. "Seems your dog knows this world better than you." Cole helped him down, into the tunnel. Max followed, and Cole sealed the door above them. The tunnel was narrow and damp, but it led them deeper underground. Strange lights flickered along the walls, old, but still alive. The air was colder here. Ralzek's voice echoed softly. "This tunnel, it's not human-made." Cole paused. "What do you mean?" Ralzek touched the walls. "These carvings, they belong to an older race, a forgotten one." Cole looked closely and saw strange symbols glowing faintly. They kept walking. The tunnel opened into a wider room filled with old technology, dusty consoles, broken screens, and a glowing orb in the center of the floor. Max whined and walked toward it. Sniffing. "What is that?" Cole asked. The room went dark, then slowly. Glowing blue lines traced the walls and floor. The orb in the center hovered above the ground, spinning softly. Lights flickered across its surface. And then, a voice spoke. Not the Guardian, not human, not Threxian. It was ancient. Memory vault initializing. Language calibration complete. Sergeant Cole tightened his grip on his rifle. Max sat beside him, calm but alert. Ralzek stood weakly, supported by the wall, his eyes wide with fear and hope. Then the orb flared. Images filled the room, floating in midair like ghostly film. They saw a peaceful shrine, tall white pillars under the stars, surrounded by glowing trees. Alien priests in robes walked among symbols carved into the stone. It looked sacred, untouched. Then, ships appeared in the sky, not human ships, not Threxian ships. Black, jagged, sharp-edged vessels, pirate-class unknown origin. "They're not from your side," Cole whispered. Ralzek nodded, frozen. "The pirates bombed the shrine. Plasma missiles. One hit the main altar. The explosion was massive. The image shook. Screams rang out. Then the pirates left. They dropped faked evidence, a human military badge and a half-burnt uniform." Ralzek's voice trembled. "This is what our leaders saw. This is what started the war. A lie." The orb showed more. Communications intercepted between the pirates. Laughter. "Let the meatbags fight each other. We'll pick the bones clean later." Cole felt sick. Max let out a low whimper. He could feel the tension, the sorrow in the room. The Guardian spoke again. "This truth has not been shown in over 2 centuries. The memory was sealed, waiting for the loyal one." Cole looked at Max. The Guardian pointed a mechanical hand at the dog. He chose compassion, so the truth revealed itself. Ralzek dropped to his knees. "We were fools." Cole's hands curled into fists. "They made us hate each other. Millions dead. For nothing." Suddenly, an alarm blared. The orb dimmed. The images faded. The Guardian vanished into the shadows. "Unauthorized activity detected near entrance tunnel," said a mechanical voice. Cole rushed to the wall panel and pulled up the camera feed. On a flickering screen, he saw two armed soldiers entering the upper shed. One was Lieutenant Harris, the other, a stranger. His armor was black, unmarked. "That's not a regular soldier," Cole said. Ralzek pointed. "He's a bounty agent. They're hired to silence peace threats." Cole looked at him. "You mean they'd kill you to keep the war going?" Ralzek nodded. "And you too, for helping me." Cole clenched his jaw. "We're not staying." He looked at Max. The dog was already near the side tunnel, sniffing fast. Ralzek grabbed Cole's arm. "Wait, before we leave, and we must take the orb." Cole turned. The orb hovered quietly in the air again. "But it's part of this vault," he said. Ralzek reached forward, hesitated, then gently touched the base. The orb shrank, folding in on itself, and transformed into a small, glowing sphere the size of a fist. "It's a memory seed now," Ralzek said. "This can be uploaded into any galactic network." Cole grabbed it and put it in his pack. "Then we make it out and we tell the truth." Just then, Max growled again. Footsteps echoed in the tunnel above. Harris and the black-armored agent were moving fast. "We go now," Cole said. They followed Max down the side tunnel. It was tighter, older, and began to slope upward. But the sound of pursuit was close. Cole turned back once and saw the bounty agent raise a weapon. "Run!" The tunnel exploded behind them, flames and dust rushing past. Cole shielded Ralzek as Max sprinted ahead. Light appeared at the end. They burst out into daylight, gasping, falling into a stream at the edge of the forest cliffs. Behind them, smoke rose from the old outpost. It was gone. Cole pulled Ralzek to his feet. Max stood beside them, soaked but unharmed. Ralzek clutched the orb. "We still have the truth." Cole looked out across the horizon. "Then let's make sure the galaxy hears it." But in the shadows of the trees above them, someone was already watching. A hidden drone, silently recording. The forest was silent again, but now it felt different. Heavier. Cole, Ralzek, and Max found shelter under a rocky overhang behind a waterfall. The water crashed down in front of them, hiding them from view. Cold wind cut through their clothes, but it was better than being dead. Max curled up close to Ralzek, who was still holding the memory orb tightly in both hands. The alien medic looked pale but strong enough to walk now. Cole checked his communicator. No messages, but that didn't mean no one was searching. "Someone was watching us," Cole said. "That drone wasn't one of ours. It was cloaked." Ralzek nodded. "Then the bounty agent isn't working alone. Someone powerful wants the truth buried." Cole thought for a moment. "There's only one way to stop this. We upload the memory orb to the galactic relay station." Ralzek looked up sharply. "But that's in the human-controlled zone. Heavily guarded." Cole smiled bitterly. "Exactly. No one would expect us to go there." Max lifted his head and wagged his tail once. It was a crazy plan, but Max trusted it. That night, while Ralzek rested, Cole moved a few kilometers east to reach a hidden supply drop buried long ago during a recon mission. He uncovered a black box, entered a code, and pulled out weapons, rations, and a spare comms transmitter. But someone was waiting for him. Lieutenant Harris. "I thought I'd find you here," Harris said, stepping out of the dark, weapon drawn. Cole froze. "How did you—" "I tracked your heat signature. You really thought you could hide a Threxian?" Harris sneered. "They killed my brother. You know what helping the enemy means?" "He's not the enemy," Cole said slowly. "Not this one. You've lost it. Then look at this." Cole reached carefully and pulled the memory orb from his vest. "This has everything. Proof. The war was based on a lie. The pirates did it." Harris didn't even glance at it. "I don't care. My orders are clear. The bounty agent's already got backup coming. You, the alien, the dog, none of you make it out." He raised his weapon. But before he could fire, Max exploded from the trees, knocking Harris down with a snarl. Cole rushed forward, kicking the weapon away. "I didn't want this," Cole said. But you left me no choice. He tied Harris to a tree and whispered, "You'll survive. That's more than you gave us." Max barked once, as if proud. Back at the camp, Ralzek was gone. The fire was cold. Footprints led into the woods. Cole's chest tightened. Had Ralzek fled, or worse, been taken? He followed the trail in the dark with Max at his side. They moved quickly, the only sound being wind through the alien trees. Then, in a clearing, Cole found Ralzek. He was standing in front of the bounty agent, hands up, the orb in one hand. The agent had a blaster to Ralzek's head. "Give it to me," the agent said. Ralzek glanced at Cole but didn't move. "You could have run," the agent sneered. "You could have lived in hiding. But no, you want peace? There's no profit in peace." Ralzek closed his eyes, then opened them. No peace, without risk. Suddenly, he threw the orb high into the air. Cole didn't hesitate. He dived for it midair as Max lunged at the bounty agent. Shots fired. A scream echoed. Cole rolled across the ground, clutching the orb tightly. When he stood, the bounty agent was down. Max had torn through his armor. But Max lay bleeding, whimpering. Ralzek dropped to his knees beside the dog. "No. No." Cole's hands trembled. "Stay with me, Max. Don't do this." The dog's chest moved slowly. Faint. Ralzek pulled out a tiny injector from his belt. "This is Threxian cell heal serum. Never tested on humans or animals." Cole met his eyes. "Try." Ralzek injected the serum into Max's neck. Minutes passed. No one spoke. Then, Max's tail moved. Cole let out a breath. "You beautiful idiot." Ralzek smiled faintly. "Looks like he wants peace too." Max was alive, but weak. His breathing was shallow, and his legs trembled as he tried to stand. Cole wrapped him in a heat blanket and carried him as Ralzek limped beside them through the glowing forest, the orb hidden inside Cole's vest. "Not far now," Cole whispered. "Just a few more kilometers to the relay tower." They moved through quiet trees under starlight. The galactic relay station stood on a nearby mountain, built like a lighthouse, its dish always rotating, sending signals across galaxies. But something was wrong. When they reached the edge of the cliff facing the tower, they saw smoke rising. The facility had been attacked. Walls cracked, lights flickered, and at the front gate stood a squad of armored mercenaries. Not human army, not Threxian. "They've locked it down," Ralzek said. "They must have tracked the orb's signal." Cole stared hard. "They'll destroy the relay if we try to upload the truth." Max growled softly from Cole's arms. "We have one chance," Cole said. "There's a tunnel under the tower, an old escape shaft. I saw it on recon maps years ago." Ralzek nodded. "Let's do it." The tunnel was half flooded and dark, but it was real. They crawled through muddy pipes until they reached a hatch beneath the tower's main floor. Cole peeked through a grate. "2 guards inside, I'll take them." Ralzek touched his shoulder. "Let me. I may be weak, but I know pressure points." Cole looked at him. "You sure?" Ralzek gave a tired smile. "For peace? Yes." The alien medic climbed out first, moving like a ghost. In seconds, both guards were down, stunned. Cole followed, helping Max up carefully. Inside the control room, flashing red lights showed damage, but one console still glowed blue. "It's working," Cole said. "We can upload the memory file." He placed the orb on the scanner. The lights on the orb spun faster, but just then, alarms rang out. A voice echoed through the tower. "Intruders detected. Kill on sight." Footsteps pounded outside. "Defend." "The upload," Cole shouted. Ralzek sealed the door. Seconds later, the walls shook. Explosions. They were under attack. Cole handed Ralzek a pistol. "Stay behind cover. If I fall, finish the upload." Ralzek nodded. Max stood between them both, ready, even wounded. The first mercenary burst in. Cole fired. Direct hit. 2 more followed. Max leapt and tackled. 1. Knocking the enemy into the power grid. Sparks flew. The orb glowed even brighter. Uploading. Ralzek shouted, "It's at 62%. Just a little more. Gunfire rattled the room. Cole took a shot to the shoulder but stayed up. Another Merc fired a rocket. Cole shoved Ralzek and Max out of the blast range. The explosion tore the wall open. The floor cracked. Debris fell everywhere. Cover it, Ralzek screamed, shielding the orb. Cole was bleeding, barely standing, but the orb blinked green. Upload complete. The truth was out, broadcasted, across satellites, into space, into every ship, every station, every city on both sides of the war. Images of the shrine, the pirates, the lies, the betrayal. Everyone would see. The mercenaries retreated. Their mission failed. Cole collapsed beside Max. We did it. Ralzek fell to his knees. They'll know the truth now. But then from the broken doorway, a single figure entered, the bounty agent. Still alive. His armor was cracked, but his eyes burned with rage. No more games, he growled. You think truth wins wars? No. Power does. He raised his weapon. At Cole, Max barked and moved forward. No, Cole shouted, but the shot fired. Max jumped and took the blast meant for Cole. The dog yelped and fell still. Ralzek screamed. Cole fired back, hitting the agent straight in the heart. It was over. Silence filled the room. Cole crawled to Max, shaking. No. No, boy, don't go. Ralzek placed a hand on Max's chest, then slowly shook his head. Cole felt his heart break. He saved us all. Ralzek looked down. He was more than a dog. He was the bridge between our worlds. Cole nodded, tears in his eyes. He was family. The tower stood silent. The battle was over. Smoke still rose from its cracked walls, but inside the memory orb glowed softly, its message already sent across galaxies. Cole sat on the floor beside Max's body, holding the brave dog close. His hands trembled, but his heart was calm now. Max had done more than protect them. He had saved everyone. Ralzek knelt across from him. Your companion was brave, more than many warriors I've seen. Cole nodded slowly. He never doubted anyone, not even you, when we were supposed to be enemies. Outside, the first sun of the alien world began to rise. Golden light filtered through the shattered tower, touching Max's fur like a final goodbye. Then, the silence broke. A voice came through the console. It was the Supreme Council of the Galactic Assembly, broadcast live. We have received the, memory seed, said a calm, neutral voice. The truth is confirmed. The shrine bombing was staged. The war was manipulated. Ralzek stared at the console. They saw it? Cole stood, his voice steady. They saw everything. In the next hours, something no one thought possible happened. Both the human high command and the Threxian queen responded, not with threats, but with calls for peace. Ships stood down. Front lines went quiet. The ancient lie that poisoned their two worlds was burned away in seconds, and in the center of it all was a dog. A week later, Cole stood in the Great Hall of the Galactic Assembly Station, high above orbit, watched by billions. Beside him was Ralzek, healed and wearing ceremonial robes. In front of them, a massive golden statue was being unveiled. It was Max, carved perfectly, standing strong, head raised, eyes loyal. The plaque beneath read, Max, the loyal one who chose peace before war. Cole took a deep breath. He didn't speak. He didn't judge. He just knew who needed help. Ralzek added, he taught us that mercy is strength, that loyalty can stop war. The assembly stood in silence. Then across species, across sides, everyone applauded. For the first time in years, human and alien alike clapped together. After the ceremony, Cole and Ralzek returned to planet Cora 7. The forest was peaceful again. They walked a trail that led to the old supply shed, now turned into a peace memorial. Flowers from both humans and Threxians lay outside. Carvings of Max's paw print were pressed into stone. A small group of alien children played nearby with a young pup, black, with bright eyes. Ralzek smiled. A new guardian? Cole laughed, softly. Maybe. Or maybe just a very good boy. That night, Cole sat beside the fire looking up at the stars. Ralzek joined him. Do you think we'll ever fully trust each other again? The alien asked. Cole looked at the sky. I don't know, he said. But I know we'll remember who showed us the way. He glanced at the small collar he kept in his hand, the one Max wore till the end. Ralzek placed a hand on his shoulder. No, war ever ends with just words, he said. Sometimes it ends with a bark. They both laughed, and high above them, the stars blinked, silent witnesses to a war ended not by weapons, but by one loyal heart.